So the measurements of my cracker box are 4 inches wide, 4 inches long, and 10 inches high. I am going to construct this cracker box out of my wooden cubic inches. So I'm beginning with my base layer, which is 4 inches by 4 inches, 4 inches by 4 inches, which was 16 cubes, 16 cubic inches. Now watch me make 10 of these layers. So I started with a cracker box. I constructed it with 1-inch cubes. So my base is 4 inches by 4 inches, or my base is 16 cubes. And I have 10 of those layers. So 10 times 16 is 160 cubic inches. Doesn't this just make you hungry? Here's another box from my kitchen. These are organic black bean and sesame fettuccine that nobody likes. Anyhow, when I measure this box, it is 2 inches wide. It is 5 inches long, and it is approximately 8 inches tall. 8 inches tall. So this box is 2 by 5 by 8. I'm going to construct this box using cubes. This box of organic black bean and sesame fettuccine that nobody liked measures 2 inches wide, 5 inches long, and 10 inches high. I constructed that box, that rectangular prism, with my cubic inches to measure 2 by 5 by 10. Now I'm going to calculate the volume. So I've drawn a picture of my box of black bean fettuccine. And from this picture, from this diagram, I'm going to calculate the volume. So you remember that volume is length times the width. You do that first, put it in parentheses, times the height. So my length was 5 inches. My width was 2 inches. And my height is 10 inches. So if I do inside the parentheses first, 5 times 2 is 10, times that 10. 10 times 10 is 100. The box of fettuccine, the volume of the box of fettuccine was 100 cubic inches. I'm running out of boxes. It's a good thing Gray Cat loves temptations. These things make her come running. So I'm going to find the volume of the Temptations, the cat treat box. Now, this is not a perfectly shaped rectangular prism, but it's close enough. So it measures approximately 4 inches long and approximately 3 inches wide and approximately 6 inches tall. So I drew that box 4 inches long, 3 inches wide, and 6 inches tall. And I'm going to calculate the volume of the Temptations box. So remember, volume equals length times width times height. So my length is 4, my width is 3, my height is 6. I work inside the parentheses first. 4 times 3 is 12 times 6, and 12 times 6 is 72. It would take 72 cubic inches, 72 of these, to fill up or create or recreate the cat treat box. 72 cubic inches. I wonder how many cat treats that is. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't say. Doesn't say how many cat treats are in here. But they are 100% nutritionally complete and balanced for adult maintenance and under 2 calories per treat. Just shake the pack and they'll come running.
Now we are on page 688. You have learned one formula for finding the volume of a rectangular prism. You can use another formula. So this is basically the same formula. It's just that instead of saying length times width, you calculate the base area. And we've been using that process this entire week. We've been looking at the base area, or we've been calling it the bottom layer. We've been calling that base area the bottom layer. So we find the bottom layer, the area of the bottom layer, we multiply the length times the width, and then we multiply times the height. So with this shape right here, we are going to multiply the length, which is 5, times the width, which is 4. And we're going to call that the base area, or we'll call it the bottom layer. So the volume is 5 times 4, because that is the base, times the height, which is 8. So I always work inside the parentheses first. Here's my parentheses. 5 times 4 is 20, times the height, which is 8. 20 times 8 is 160. So the volume is 160 cubic inches. At the bottom of page 688, in the Try This section, we are on problem 8, Find the Volume. Now, when you fill these in and it says the volume equals length times width times height, the length and the width are the bottom layer or the base layer. And it really doesn't matter which order you put those two numbers in. Typically, the length is the larger number. So in this case, the length is going to be the 7 and the width is going to be the 4. We typically call the length the larger number. So 7 times 4 And then the height is always how tall it is. So that would always be the height. So 7 times 4, we have to do the 7 times 4 first to find the length times width. 28 times 5 is 140 cubic feet. In B, it's the same thing, but this time they have given us the volume of 60 cubic centimeters, and we have to figure out the height. So if volume equals length times width times height, we know the length is going to be 5. We know the width is going to be 4, and we are looking for the height. Now, if the volume is 60, 60 equals 20 times something. So what number would go in that gray box? 60 equals 20 times something. That's right, 3. So the unknown measurement is 3 centimeters.